recently, the Trump administration released 162 files related to unidentified aerial phenomena. These declassified documents come from multiple government agencies, including the FBI, NASA, and the Department of Defense. Inside the release is a wide range of material: videos, photos, official documents, audio recordings, and PDF reports of incidents. Some of this material dates all the way back to the 1940s. Despite the sheer volume of information, reactions have been sharply mixed. Some say the files don't show any clear or solid evidence. Others believe it could be a way to gauge public reaction to the topic itself, or even a political distraction. But regardless of interpretation, there are various details within these files that haven't been publicly acknowledged before, and that's what we are going to break down today. It has long been speculated that the Nazis may have developed aircraft that resemble what we now associate with UFOs, particularly disc-shaped designs. Proponents of these ideas point to a range of possibilities, from advanced engineering to alleged reverse engineering of non-human technology, and even more speculative claims involving occult practices. However, historians generally treat these theories with skepticism. Interestingly, the newly declassified FBI documents include the first-hand witness testimonies from the 1950s, in which individuals claim that such aircraft had been successfully developed by the Nazis. These reports were submitted at a time when the modern UFO phenomenon was already gaining public attention. While these accounts do not confirm that any such technology existed, they have brought renewed attention to what is often referred to as the Nazi flying saucer theory. Newly released FBI documents include interviews with a man identified as Paul L. Pyra. In these interviews, he claimed to have knowledge of a saucer-shaped aircraft allegedly developed by the Nazis. According to the files, Pyra told investigators that while stationed at Germany's Black Forest region, working on what he described as a classified project, he observed a saucer-shaped vehicle approximately 50 feet in diameter with a dome above. He went on to describe the craft in technical detail. He claimed that it was radio-controlled, powered by multiple jet engines mounted around its exterior, and designed so that its outer section rotated around a central dome while other parts remained stationary. According to his account, the vehicle was capable of vertical takeoff, lateral movement, and hovering motionless in the air, while also reaching extreme speeds and altitudes. Pyra didn't just claim to have seen the craft, he also told the FBI that he had piloted one himself, before being shot down over France near the end of the war. The documents do note that he was captured and imprisoned by British forces. Another individual interviewed in the FBI documents was a former Polish prisoner of war named Władysław Krasuski. He reportedly came forward after hearing about reports of a mysterious rocket-like vehicle in Texas that was allegedly causing vehicle engines to stall. According to the FBI report, Krasuski described a similar experience in 1944 while working in the area of Gut Alt Gol Sin. He stated that while riding on a tractor toward a field, the engine suddenly stalled. At the same time, he and the driver heard a high-pitched whining sound, described as similar to a large electrical generator. The engine then resumed normal function once the sound stopped. Around 3 hours later, in the same general area, Krasuski reported a second encounter. He described a large circular enclosure roughly 100 to 150 yards in diameter, surrounded by a tarp-like wall about 50 feet high, blocking the interior from view. According to his account, he then observed a circular object rise above the structure, move slowly across the area, and disappear behind nearby trees. He also noted that the tractor engine once again malfunctioned during this sighting. A accompanied by the same high-pitched noise before returning to normal once the objects left view. While the files treat these witness testimonies as unverified, they do suggest that investigators did not entirely dismiss at least one of the accounts. Among the batch of declassified documents released on the Department of War's website is an FBI memo that reads almost unlike what you would expect to find in an official intelligence file. The document details claims from an anonymous female informant who reportedly came forward in 1967 describing a series of unusual and unsettling experiences connected to UFO sightings. According to the memo, she told investigators that she feared for her life and believed that individuals who had witnessed UFOs in the past had died under mysterious circumstances. She insisted on meeting officials only at the Dallas agency headquarters, but her account did not end there. She also claimed to have encountered a being she described as originating from another planet, stating that it had assumed earthly form. According to her statement, this being allegedly described events involving a UFO engagement over Africa on May 22nd, 1962, including claims of a missile being fired at the object, which was reportedly protected by a force field. She also referenced an alleged UFO incident over a distant early warning line, or DEW line, stating that recovery efforts were underway by non-human entities. However, the memo itself does not confirm any of these claims and presents them solely as part of her testimony. Some researchers have drawn parallels between certain UFO encounters and trickster-type entities found throughout religion and folklore, including beings such as the Islamic jinn or various fairy traditions. Within UFO discussions, there has also been speculation that some sightings may imitate conventional aircraft or familiar technology, making certain incidents difficult to immediately identify. A newly declassified document describes an alleged event that some might interpret through that lens. According to a Department of State document dated October 28 through 29, 2001, the Georgian Foreign Ministry alleged that Russian aircraft had violated Georgian airspace and bombed areas of the Kodori Gorge. However, Russian officials denied the allegations. The memo notes conflicting statements between multiple officials, uncertainty surrounding what exactly had entered the airspace, and even references to suggestions that the reported aircraft may have not been conventional at all. At one point, Russian sources reportedly suggested that the sightings could have been UFOs, although the authors of the document appear skeptical of that explanation. The documents also warn that if the allegations were true, the incident could have serious consequences for Russia-US relations. Some interpretations of UFO phenomena view incidents like this through a more deceptive or trickster-like lens, suggesting that confusion and uncertainty may play a recurring role in certain reports. Whether the objects were conventional aircraft, misidentified activity, or something else entirely remains unclear. The UFO subject is no stranger to conspiracy theories. These theories range from claims of suppressed UFO sightings and hidden evidence to allegations that governments may have secretly recovered alien craft and bodies. Much of this speculation became deeply tied to incidents such as Roswell, with the town itself eventually becoming an iconic UFO tourist destination. While these claims still lack solid evidence, the topic has gained renewed public attention and credence in recent years due to congressional hearings and testimony from individuals who say they possess knowledge related to UAP crash retrievals and reverse engineering. Some of these individuals have reportedly provided information to organizations such as AARO, the ICIG and the Senate Intelligence Committee. What if some of the newly declassified FBI documents contain reports that resemble these long-standing allegations? One newly released FBI case file contains investigative records, eyewitness testimonies, and public reports involving UFOs and flying discs. Among them are several memorandums that stand out for their unusual claims. One memorandum relays information reportedly obtained from a special investigator with the Metropolitan Police Department. According to the report, an Air Force officer claimed that 3 so-called flying saucers had been recovered in New Mexico. The officer allegedly described the objects as circular in shape with raised sensors. He also claimed they contained small humanoid occupants, approximately 3 feet tall, dressed in metallic-looking material. According to the account, the witness believed that a powerful radar installation may have interfered with the craft's control systems, resulting in a crash. Although the memo itself is not new, growing public and government interest in UAPs has brought renewed attention to documents like this. The file also contains another report, one that appears even more third-hand in nature, but it is still striking. The account alleged that an intact flying disc had been recovered in California's Mojave Desert alongside 18 small humanoid occupants, all reportedly deceased but otherwise unharmed. The memorandum further alleged that the craft appeared indestructible and was composed of an unusual hard metallic material. It also referenced claims that a civilian oil worker recovered a souvenir from the object. Even though much of the material had already been public in some form, there were still many interesting revelations. If I were to cover every detail, this video could easily be over an hour long, and that's excluding the second and third leads that had already occurred at the time of recording. The files also contain numerous unusual UAP reports, including orb encounters, a metallic triangle sighting, and many other unexplained incidents. And don't expect the first, second, and third release to be the end of this. More UAP-related files will likely continue to be released in the coming weeks. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more paranormal content.